Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, Bankrupt joined once again by Jake and Tracy.
Oh, what's going on, y'all?
Well, hello, folks.
And today's matchup is me versus Tracy. I brought back Agent Destruction, had a lot going on, didn't really build anything again, so here we are. And Tracy's brought back his Drip Coup. Like always, just buttons up below, cook up the death for a reason. But let's get into today's matchup.
So, Unison spam versus Battle Card spam. This is a really interesting matchup, just on paper.
Yeah.
How did you guys both feel about going into it?
So, I know Yellow has a lot of ways of just slowing down attacks between Mecha Frieza, Flying Nimbus, and I know Tracy plays both those cards. So, the idea for me is just try to hit fast before he can establish anything, and just go from there.
Yeah, I also had Forbidden Power in there as well. So I mean, I know you're going to spew a bunch. So the idea was use Yamcha if I put a bunch as many as I could in rest mode, and then hopefully my big boy would come out and I could KO most of them. But yeah, I was able to get out Frieza a few times in this matchup.
Which definitely helps out with a aggro spam deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say going into the match, since we do best of one sideboards, I don't know what happened, but I sideboard like I was playing against Cooler. So I added cards, and we'll go over it as the game progresses. I've added cards to my deck, and I took a few cards out of my deck that actually would have been more handy in this matchup. But I think regardless, it was still a good slugfest going back and forth.
Yeah. Usually I actually missed on my first swing there. So it was rough. Not too bad of a start, but it wasn't the best.
Yeah. And I could have done this turn one different ways. I could have actually paid the energy to play the Garlic then to establish 2 battle cards and just swung at you with 2 more attacks, which may have been the smarter approach, but I expected you to get me down to at least 5 or 4 health. And so I would just save the Garlic for that particular attack. That way I could play Turtleister and it'd be established for the following turn.
Yeah.
But you didn't see much Unisons early on, did you?
Well, I missed the first one, and then I got the Piccolo there, and I usually play, if I've got one, I don't remember if I played one here.
I see one
Right
in your
after.
hand, but you don't play one. You just pass, and I'm like, oh. Okay.
Well, this I have a lot of negates in this particular build. I added the promo Super Saiyan Gohan, where I can negate, Super Saiyan Sun Goten, the Prime for Fusion. So as long as I got a Unison on board, he's only 1 cost, and then at the end of my turn, I can pitch a card and pick him back up. So that's probably, and also I have the Black Kamehameha. So the idea was to just tap it and then turn what I could.
Yeah,
Get the
which
draw.
really smart. I completely forgot about that card, or I would have swung with Garlic Jr. first, so you couldn't actually tap any of my cards down.
Yeah.
And because I sideboard for Cooler, for some reason in my head, I'm still thinking that I'm playing against Cooler. At least my game style is, and you see that I charge Android 13, which in Cooler, it's not as important because they typically play Dormant, and if they have to, they'll play a Floodgate control card, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the wrong mindset, and I charged a 13, which could have been handier later in the game instead of in my energy.
Yeah. I think here I'm waiting to see what you're gonna play.
So I'm debating
play
between.
something here. I put it in rest mode.
Yeah. So what I was debating on was Awakening before or charging, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just Android 13 that one. Then make you discard a card. You still tap my card, which is fine, but now I get another extra swing on you.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of sucks about that is that even though he lost his battle card on the exchange, he's effectively tapped you out, and more importantly, that blocker is in rest mode now. So whenever he goes to make his assault on the next turn, it's just a little bit easier for him to do that. And he didn't have to spend any energy to get there.
You swung on my Unison, which I was surprised. You swung at the Unison instead of because I think already at 4, and I knew you were going to awaken. Yeah, there's the Frieza, which is a little late, but it's the only play I had at that point.
And it actually was a really good play because if you didn't have a negate there, and that attack went through, I was going to Senzu Bean, 3-sand 2 energy, clear out your unison, and then pay the additional 2 to keep your leader tapped down so you couldn't establish another unison on your leader swing, and you would have had to pay energy just to do anything.
Yeah.
But burning D13 earlier, and I think actually when you played Mecha Frieza is when I realized in that moment, I was like, I sideboarded incorrectly against you.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the adjustments I made earlier just weren't the best ones, the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And you having the extra Piccolo in your hand, which you're about to bottom deck in a second, I think, you had a really good explosive turn.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it, because this is the best turn for the Gohan or the Goku is. I've been nice to have Vegeta in that spot, but if you can, Vegeta, Piccolo, Awaken, come in with Yamcha, I mean, you just get so many cards in hand just on one turn. But I knew I needed to get rid of what I could on the board. I only had 3 in the drop, but it's still 3 gone.
Yeah, and the fact that this thing gets past barrier was really beneficial because you were able to get rid of my Turtles, which is okay. I have ways of just reestablishing another Turtles, or just paying 1 energy naturally just to play it.
Yeah, your 1 drop there with the barrier reducing those costs. I thought that was gave me a little trouble. I thought it was gonna be worse than it ended up being. If I'd have had another Forbidden Power, I would have at least somehow got rid of him before I dropped that Gohan. But
I think during our match, or at least afterwards, we talked about it a little bit. I think you said you forgot to slide that card in. Like, you forgot how this deck ran for a brief moment.
Oh, yeah, I did. You're right. Did I have the Forbidden Power in that one? I might have. No, I went with Nimbus on this one, but I never saw Nimbus. Believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to think. Do I want to swing or do I just want to draw?
And to be told, I was expecting you to do the -3.
Most people do. With 1 energy, I'm thinking a floodgate's going to come in or something's going to stop him. So if I get that 1 draw, I'm still a 20k blocker. I know I've got a Frieza in hand. So the idea is, even if he's got 5 or 6 markers on him, next turn I can now really, triple attack, leader, maybe have 2 Friezas on board, and then go into leader swing, replace that unison, and then if I have another Gohan, I can drop Gohan again and have 2 energy. So, still have 1 energy up.
Yeah, and just having another Vegeta to tap my blocker is just really good. Or bring my blocker in rest mode.
Yeah, what you give me was the draw the arrival, draw 2 or crit, and I'm like, oh my god. You hit me with that, I think 3 times. I think the first 2 times it was draw 2, and then we get later on. I took the crit.
I'm not sure. Can you get a little bit closer to your mic by any chance? It's really hard to hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Actually, I've got my headphones on. Let me turn up the input. Maybe I turned it down too far. Last week I was too.
A little bit too loud, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
So I swung with Garlic Jr. Truly expecting you to have another was it Black Kamehameha? And I'm like, if I swing with a non-barrier card first, he can't tap my Turtles then, and then I can maximize my swings.
Yeah.
But you dropping Mech on me really hurt. And just like I said earlier in the match was where I charged the Android 13. Because, like I said, I was in the wrong mindset when it came to my sideboard.
Yeah.
But I can still get a couple attacks in. I have no problem tapping a couple battle cards here and there. And I think at one point I go to a tap, swing with my leader, and I'm like, oh, wait, I would still have to tap that. So, no.
Yeah. And Frieza's okay against these kind of decks, but when like you said, when you've got 4 or 5 battle cards out there, you can afford to put 1 in rest mode if you want to go a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And I could have played a Unison this turn,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to make sure that I could survive at least 4 attacks coming from you. Like, and you would have still 4 energy. So outside the triple attack and the your leader swing, I need to make sure I could stop all those attacks safely. So I chose not to play any more cards off of what I played off free and just leave 4 energy open so I could use negates and whatnot. Because if I would have played any more battle cards, I would have had to tap something just to swing with those battle cards.
Yeah. Nah, this. I don't know if it was this. I think this turn I thought about going all in. Did we make it to turn 6? We'll see. But one of these turns I thought about going all in because this is what I plussed him 1 prior, the Gohan, got the draw. Now I've got, triple attack plus the 2 freezes, and then potentially, you got the leader swing plus, if I do it, another unison swing. If it comes. So it's just a lot of pressure if you just bring Gohan, if he comes out that early. And you had a lot of cards in hand too, so that was the other reason. I'm just thinking a floodgate's coming. That's all I kept thinking. Like, here comes a floodgate. I'm going to get shut down.
That combo was
That
so
was
clutch for you.
That was. I was surprised I had that. Yeah.
Because I was holding off on certain negates.
Yep.
For a couple of your in-game attacks when I probably should just use them early on. This being one of them, and I ended up just warping 2 cards. One of them being a card I side in, which is completely useless in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Koi was a really good call here, especially where you've got a lot of this pressure already established, and you don't need to spend all of your energy to apply pressure. Koi just kind of helps out.
Now this was the turn I was thinking because I've got another Gohan in hand. I'm thinking, man, do I want to give him another shot, or do I just want to, drop Gohan and take out what left on the board? Because I was really thinking about it. I should probably be a red player because I'm always thinking about just going all in on turn 3 and 4.
Well, that's a good mindset to be in.
I was expecting it, truthfully. I was expecting you to at least use the energy to some degree, and you do get one more swing in, and I think you just pass in the end. And look at your hand. And when looking at your hand, it makes sense. You do have stuff in your hand that you could use as negates and still be safely without having to tap yourself out.
Mm-hmm. And I still had Gohan or the secret rare in my hand too.
Now, like I said, if you would have played the other one, you would have most likely cleared those 3 cards that I had established already. I did have one more negate in my hand, which was another garlic. So I would have been able to establish something else. I would have had to warp 2 cards to do that. But then I could have safely taken 2 hits and gone down to 1 life. So, I think it was smart not tapping out. Because if you would have tapped out, your following turn would have been much more of a battle for you. Because now you have card energy to defend yourself with, where now, but if you did tap out, you would have had nothing to defend yourself with.
Yeah, here's another offering.
Yeah, offering, that's what it was, yeah. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have swung on that last one with the Gohan, just left him as a blocker, but I guess I don't know what I was thinking there. I guess I was just trying to do a little more pressure. But again,
I think you played that fine.
No, you played it the way you should have. With the mecha still in your hand, knowing that is protection, I think you played that well.
Yeah, you could have even spent 1 or 2 more energy on your turn, honestly. But yeah, I think you played that pretty well.
Yeah, I was getting low on cards. I think I was down to 5 or 6. I can't count and keep moving them, so.
So after you got that negate out, I would have played the Vegeta double strike crit. It's always a great thing to have.
Mm-hmm. And I think I've got Frieza's reinforcement in hand. I think you swing with. That was, I think, good on my part because your unison there playing the. No, you'd already done your autos. I picked it back up, didn't I?
Yeah, it wouldn't have. The skills activate on swing. That card does not stop from activating skills, but it would stop if it had dual attack.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to apply the pressure. I comboed up to 50,000. And luckily enough, I because I was trying to bait out that negate. I had 5 cards tapped, so you were able to successfully combo the secret rare without having any worries.
Yeah. Oh, I would have tapped for it if I had to.
Now, I think the auto states when this card is comboed or played, and it's not limited to 1. I think you missed the timing.
Did
If I recall correctly, I think it states when this card is comboed or play, draw 1, then tap a card or something like that. And
I think I just drew when I played it, so I should have drew when it comboed and when I played it. So I only drew when I played it. I didn't draw when I comboed.
So you showed that card literally a second prior, but I'm trying my best to kind of like. I should have recalled you having that, but for some reason I just like. Oh man, I screwed myself over. I sideboarded incorrectly. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. I could have done one of two things. I could have hung on to the pan for your next turn, or I could have just played it immediately -1, and it would have at least gotten rid of the card on your side of the field. I can't remember if it goes away if it says when it leaves your battle area, or when it leaves the battle area. I think it says when it leaves your battle area, so it at least would have gotten it off your board.
Yeah, I was thinking about that afterwards. Yeah, I think it does say, when it's removed from my battle area, removed from the game. So it should have just went from the game, right?
So yeah, it would have just.
Okay.
The mindset was to play pan, get a swing, then tap 1, remove your card from your board. That way you wouldn't have it on your following turn.
Yeah, I was surprised you swung with her instead of taking over my secret rare, because that's when I used Release from Evil.
I was trying to get the extra hit in.
Yeah, you could do both too. So even if he's just going for full value, he's gonna swing with it either way.
Yeah.
And here I realized I had no more Turtles in my deck, so I just got the one card I could have there. At least give me an extra combo piece from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was in the mindset I'm going all in.
I mean, yeah, you've already established one triple attack.
Yeah. Well, I pulled that Nimbus. A little late on the Nimbus. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is right now. I'm just swinging away. Just gonna keep swinging. And that Yamcha's a nice play right before I bring in Gohan too.
Yeah, it gives you extra draw power.
Yeah.
Plus it rests whatever, so he can remove. So it removes your any combo power. Plus I can. Okay.
He wouldn't have gotten the rest off because you didn't have enough on it, but
Oh yeah, that's right. He came in with he didn't come in with the right amount. Yeah.
And he just didn't have enough to get out.
No, like when I comboed up 50k, I wasn't expecting him to have the secret in his hand. So I was like, okay, cool. He's gonna either combo a shit ton of cards out or take the double strike crit. He comboed 1 to 2 cards and was able to get out of the attack just fine. And you see, I teched in 2 of those Clash of Mass Saiyan, whatever they are.
And the one thing with the Goku on that other side, I gotta do a little better job of remembering. I can Spirit Boost down and get 5k for markers.
Yeah,
sometimes I get.
You were fine in that match. You didn't really need that. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Keep in mind there's buttons down below and on the screen. I'm gonna toss it over to Jake.
This is just one of those games where you may never see this particular matchup at your locals, but it's really interesting to know when like in the battle of battle cards and unisons, it looks like unisons won this time out. Read your cards, know your plays, and fluff out.
Yeah. Thank you all very much. Appreciate the time.